So when this happens, it's the perfect time to go for a heist. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about guillotines. Now, in no-gi jiu-jitsu, you can actually get a lot of guillotines from bottom. A lot of people generally don't assume that you can get guillotines from guard, but the concept that we're going to be utilizing is actually heisting up, okay? So standing up from bottom. So in jiu-jitsu, generally people think that when you're playing guard, you have to stay on your back, but you don't have to. You can actually use guard to heist up and snap people down and then get guillotines from this position. So there's two main ones that we're going to look at: the heist from butterfly guard, and we're also going to look at the overhook uchimata from bottom half guard to get the guillotine, all right? So let's look at heisting up first. So I have Siraj and butterfly guard. From this position, you're hand fighting, you want him to pull into you so you can start to get elevation so you can go butterfly sweeps. But once people know that you're good at that kind of game, they're going to try and pull away from you a little bit, okay? So when this happens, it's the perfect time to go for a heist. From here, I pretend like I'm hand fighting. I'm going to grab his wrist and I'm going to have my leg behind me. I don't want to give away that I'm ready to stand up, but I'm kind of in a position where I can heist up. From here, I grab his wrist and then I go up to his head, hand on the floor, and I push up into him like this. Naturally, he wants to push back. As he does, I snap him down. Now, from this position, I'm in the front headlock. Now, depending on what kind of guillotine you want to go for, what he does with his second hand. So, for example, if he tries to go around my waist here with this hand, like it's really high, then I'm going to go for an arm-in guillotine. Guillotine details here, we want to make sure that our thumb is on his front delt. We take this 5-finger grip, just like so. We're going to come up on our right leg. We're going to want to shoot our left knee all the way into the hip and get our right leg as high as possible. So we're going to step with our right leg and shoot our knee into the hip. Now, to finish, we want to get our hips off the ground, and we're going to do this very critical detail of looking at our wristwatch, and that's going to put our forearm bone right into his neck. So if we do all those things together, lift our hips off the ground, look at our wristwatch, and crunch into him, we get a very tight guillotine. Now, from the heisting position, okay, so here I can collar tie, push into him, I snap him down. Another guillotine that is probably my favorite one is the high-risk guillotine. So there's just a moment here where you snap him down with this space in his neck. So you have to be quite quick with this. So my left hand, okay, I do like a center line shift where I bring my head to the shoulder. This allows my hand to come up very high. It's critical here that I use my hand to start to pull his elbow in like this. That's what puts on the choke. If you don't have long hands, you might not be able to grab your elbow. The elbow is the best because then I can use my elbow to pull his elbow in to put on the choke. But if you can't, it's fine to just use your hand like this and pull his armpit in. It does the same thing. Now, you can sit down here, okay, and put it on and no tap. That works too, but the safest setup that I've found is from this position. I grab my elbow and I'm going to lift him up, hook his knee, fall to my right shoulder. And now what actually puts it on is I'm putting my hips into it. And we get an insanely tight choke that has so much control. And the benefit of it is that I have the control of an arm-in guillotine, but it's also tight like a high-risk guillotine. Okay, so now these two guillotines we can also play from bottom half guard. It might seem super surprising that we can, but it's here. So let me show you how. So I have the knee shield. From this position, I'm actually going to give him a underhook. So I'm going to come up and give him this underhook. As long as I frame here and don't let him cross face me, I'm going to be able to heist up. So now I'm going to extend with my left knee shield. I'm going to extract my right foot and put my shoelaces on his thigh like this. Okay. So now I'm going to push him away, come up with my elbow and heist up just like this. People will not expect this. Everyone will want to knock you down. So as he tries to either grab my hand or go for a body lock, all I have to do is grab my own thigh and do a really heavy arc like this. And now there's a second here where his neck is exposed. And once again, we can either go for our arm-in guillotine, just as I showed before, or we can go for our high-risk guillotine, whichever you prefer. I'll leave that up to you. These are my two favorite setups from guard in order to get guillotines. It's a concept that people generally aren't familiar with, but it's very effective because you catch people unaware. And when it comes to guillotines, there's nothing better because you don't have to pass anyone. You don't have to take anyone's back. You don't have to get past their defense. If you see their neck, you grab it, you can get a tap, right? Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next one. If you guys like my content, consider subscribing to my school community where I personally coach you and watch your matches, give you feedback. You also get free access to all my instructionals.